The Constitution of India envisages a separate federal government, separate systems of administration for union and states. There are 20 states, 8 union territories, including one national capital territory known as Delhi in India. The Constitution contains provisions for the governance of both union and states. It lays down minimum structure for the state government in Part 6 of the Constitution from Article 152 to 237, which is applicable to all the states. The structure of state government has formed the central consists of three branches: executive, legislature, and judiciary. Executive, the governor is the constitutional head of the state. Executive, generally there is a separate governor in each state, but if the situation warrants so, the same person may be appointed again as the governor of two or more states. Article 154 executes the executive power of the state in the governor. The governor of a state shall be appointed by the president. His usual term of office is 5 years, but he holds office during the pleasure of the president. Generally, the governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed. He can also be transferred from one state to another by the president. He can also resign at any time by addressing his resignation to the president. The legislature of a state or a high court has no role in the removal of a governor. A person may be appointed as a governor for any number of terms, and two conventions have been set on the matter of appointing a person as a governor of state. He should not be resident of the state concerned, and the state government consent is consulted, and the state governor his consent is consulted, and its views are sought regarding the proposed choice, and the state government consent is consulted, and its views are sought regarding the proposed choice. According to Article 158(3)(a), where the same person is appointed as governor of two or more states, the emolument and some of allowances payable to the governor shall be allocated among the states in such proportion as the president may by order determine. Article 157 and 158 of the Constitution of India specify eligibility of the requirements for the post of the governor. He should be a citizen of India. He must have completed 35 years of age. He should be a member of the parliament of any state legislature. If he is a member of any legislature, he automatically vacates his seat on assuming the office. He should not get any other profitable occupation. The governor is the head of the state executive and has enormous powers in the exercise of functions and powers. The governor, except in certain cases, is to be guided by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, headed by the Chief Minister under Article 163. In certain cases, is to be guided by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, headed by the Chief Minister under Article 163. He appoints the leader of the majority party in the state legislative assembly as the chief minister of the state. He appoints other members of the Council of Ministers on the recommendation of the chief minister. So the governor appoints the chairman and members of the state public commission. The governor appoints the state election commissioner and determines the condition of service and tenure of office. The governor acts as the chancellors of universities in the state. He also appoints the vice chancellors of universities in state. Governor directly rules the state when there is imposition of the president's role in the state. The governor is an integral part of the state legislature, but is not a member of either house of the legislature. In this capacity, enjoys the following legislative powers and functions. He has the right to summon, prorogue the state legislature and dissolve the state legislative assembly. He can address the state legislature at the commencement of the first session after each general election and the first session of each year. He can send messages to the houses of the state legislature relating to a bill pending in the legislature. He can appoint any member of the legislative assembly to preside over its proceedings when the offices of both the president and the deputy speaker fall vacant. He can nominate one member to the state legislative assembly from the Anglo-Indian community. He nominates 1/6 of the members of the state legislative council from amongst the persons having special knowledge or having experience in literature, science, cooperative movement, and other service. Every bill passed by the state legislature become law only after the signature of the governor. When a bill is sent to the governor of it's passed by the legislature, he has the opinions to assent to the bill or withhold the assent to the bill or return the bill for the reconsideration of the legislature. He can be promulgate the ordinances when the state legislature is not in session under Article 213. He can promulgate ordinances when the state legislature is not in session under Article 213. But these ordinances must be approved by the legislature within 6 months. He can withdraw any ordinance at any time. He has to lay the annual reports of the State Finance Commission, the State Public Commission, and the Comptroller Auditor General relating to the accounts of the state before the state legislature. The Constitution confers on the governor the duty to get prepared and introduced to the state legislature the annual budget and also the supplementary budgets if necessary. Money bills can be introduced in the legislative assembly only with the prior recommendation of the governor. He can make advances out of the state contingency fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. He constitutes a finance commission for every 5 years to review the financial position of the panchayats and the municipalities. He appoints the attorney general of the state. He makes appointment postings and promotions of the district judges in consultation with the Supreme to State High Court. The Chief Justice of the High Court in the state is appointed by the President in consultation with him. He can pardon, commute, or repair punishment on receipt of appeals for mercy except death sentence. The Governor can reserve a bill for the consideration of the President. Discretionary powers. The Governor can reserve a bill for the consideration of the President. He can call the leader of any party from any ministry to form ministry in the state when there is no clear-cut majority in this party of any party in the state legislative assembly after the general elections. He can dismiss the council of ministers when it is unable to provide the confidence of the legislative assembly. Emergency power. If the governor is satisfied that the government of the state is not carried in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, he may under Article 356 recommend to the President to impose President rule in the state. As soon as the President rule is imposed, the administration of the CIs is carried on by the governor as the representative of the President. Article 361 provides for the following privileges for the governor. The governor of a state is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office or for any act done or for purporting to be done by him in the exercise and performance of those powers and duties. No process for the arrest or imprisonment of the governor of a state shall issue from any court during his term of office.